We're not doing, well, we might. You just don't know. Okay, the title for 9-9 is Combinations of Functions. You're gonna have a math bingo game. No way. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. Why would I do that on a day I'm not gonna be here? I'm gonna do something I don't want to do on the day I'm not gonna be here. Okay, so what we're gonna start with the easy stuff. We're gonna talk about adding and subtracting. Oh Jesus. Functions. We've kind of done this. We're going to get really into it today. So we're going to have two functions. So like if they say f of x is something, that'll represent a function, right? And g of x. So they use any kind of functions they want as labels. Okay? You can take two functions and create a new function using literally any operation. For example, to add them, it would look like this. Parentheses. F plus G, close your parentheses. Next set of parentheses just with X next to it. So this literally means we would take the F function, write it down, and then we would add it to the G function, whatever the equations are. You literally just add the like terms together and simplify it. Literally what that means. Subtracting is the same thing, just different sign. So subtract, you get parentheses F minus G, close your parentheses, X in the second parentheses. Again, that means take F first, subtract G, a function, second. You have to pay attention to the order. So if they switch it and put G first, you have to put G first. So, example. If I say f of x equals x squared plus 3x subtract 7, and g of x equals x subtract 5. And then it's going to say find each function. So that's just the overall instructions, and then you would get different things. So number 1 says parentheses f plus g, close it, of x. So we're going to write the f function, so x squared plus 3x minus 7. Then we're going to put the addition sign. Then we're going to add the second function, x minus 5. No. Combine like terms. So this turns into x squared, because that has nobody in common. My x's turn to what? 4x. My whole numbers turn to what? Minus what? Okay, that's not what I heard, but that's what I asked. And you are supposed to write your answer. It'll leave it for you like this. You have to write f plus g of x equals. Yes, that's your answer. This is the easy version, yes. Okay. Now, the cool thing is with addition, the order doesn't matter, right? F plus g and g plus f, that order does not matter. Now, you do always have to write your answer in standard form, like this one is, x squared, then x, then whole number. Now, if we do subtraction, changes a little bit, right? Because if I do f minus g of x, that's what I want you to find. So you write f because it's in front, so x squared plus 3x minus 7. But we are subtracting g, which means you are subtracting all of g. So you have to put it in parentheses because that negative sign or the subtraction sign has to be distributed to everything in g. So everything becomes its opposite. So either you can rewrite it or do it all at once. It's up to you. So I rewrote it just negative x plus 5. And then again, I could still combine like terms. So my x squared is still not bothered. Now my x's turn to what? How many x's do I have now? 2, right? Because now I'm subtracting them. How many constants do I have now? Minus 2. So it did change the whole equation. There we go. Yeah, it's not so bad right now. Okay. Next is multiplication. Of well, maybe. So in this form, order does not matter, right? Because to multiply two things, the order technically does not matter. You just have to pay attention because they'll usually give you more than one or more than two functions. Sometimes you get 3 of them, so you just have to pay attention. So, for example, you get f dot, which means times, right? Times g of x. Right? That means you're going to write all of f of x, and you're going to put it in parentheses, and then you're going to multiply it by g of x. So you're basically going to be foiling or just double distributing, depending on how big the functions are. Okay? This is also easy. The last one's the hardest. Huh? No, we don't do division. Okay, so example, f of x equals 3x minus 2. G of x equals 4x squared plus 5x minus 1. And h of x equals, oh, this is ugly, 8 to the x power plus x. I did not make up that equation. Okay, then they'll give you a problem. So problem number 1, we'll start off easy, is f times g of x. So I like to leave that blank, leave this space open, because then I can just write my answer there. So then f is 3x minus 2, put it in parentheses, multiply it in parentheses by 4x squared plus 5x minus 1. And you literally just distribute. You take 3x and multiply it by everything in the second group. And you take the -2 and multiply by everything in the second group. Oh, I have to sneeze. I hope it's gone. Okay, thanks. Easy, yes.
Pardon the interruption. The baseball game is still on at Waterford tonight. The baseball game is still on at Waterford tonight. The softball game is canceled, and there is no practice today. The baseball game is still on for Waterford tonight. The softball game is canceled with no practice. Thank you.
I wanna go home. Oh boy. Did you get the same answer as I did? Oh yeah, 100%. I'm telling him. It's recorded too. I have proof. I'm recording this, so I have proof that he disrespected his father. I'm gonna share it with your baseball coaches too. Tell me you're big whiny babies about baseball. Okay, so this one's a little weird because H is weird. Right? So you write it out. 3x minus 2, 8 to the x power plus x. You're like, oh, this seems really easy, but it's not. It's not because when you FOIL, can you multiply 3x times 8 to an x power? Why not? But it never usually has to. You can't just change a variable in what it looks like. You cannot multiply 3x and 8x because of the location of the variables. Yes. Yeah, but if it would have been 3, if it would have been 8 squared, you could have multiplied them. But because one's not a number, they're both not the same kinds of number. Because 3 is just a number and 8 is a type of variable now because it has an exponent as a variable. You cannot multiply them. So you literally leave it as 3x times 8 to the x. And then 3x times x, you can do that. So you just get 3x squared. The -2 and the x can't do that either. So -2 times 8 to the x. And then -2x. And literally nothing can combine. Because this 2, if this 2 would have had an x on it, we could have combined these two things. But since this 2 does not have an x, Thank you, Captain Obvious. Literally, this is your answer. Does that make sense? Okay. The last thing is we're going to take these three equations, so we're really going to just forget about H because it's silly. But you have seen this before. Combinations of functions. It was in chapter 4 briefly. We just only used numbers. Now we're going to use numbers and variables. Okay? So, you've seen it this way. F, parentheses, G of X. So the G of X is basically inside of the F. You have seen this before. Yeah, it was a review actually, but yes. This can also be written another way, just to let you know. It's F, and then they put like a little O. G of X. These mean the same thing. Do you remember how you solve? They literally they mean the same thing. Do you remember how you solve it? Inside out. So you take this equation, plug it into the other. Okay? So we're going to do that. It smells fog. Yes. You're not smooth. We came up that a long time ago, like before I was in high school. Okay? Because it's not multiplication. It's saying f of g. So if f of x, we're going to keep that one, 3x minus 2. And g of x is, I'll start off easy. How about 4x plus 5? We'll start off easy for now. Okay? These will be two different answers. So let's find f of g of x. So we're going to take the whole function of g, and you're going to plug it into f where x is. So x is the outside, but wherever x is, you put g. So it looks like that. Instead of x in the f function, you write the g function. So g, look, it's inside, it's inside parentheses, it's inside the f function. So then you simplify it. You distribute first, yep. So then you get 12x plus 15, and then we have minus 2 at the end. And we can simplify it, I hope. And we get 12x equals plus what? 13. That easy. Now, if I switch it and ask you to do g of f of x. Sometimes they will ask you for both because they will get you different answers. So you write the g function down, but instead of x, you write f of x. You guys are just used to only seeing this with numbers. Okay. Oh, that is not right. I was trying to move too fast. Did we get the same answer? But these are not the same answer, are they? Now, if I just throw a new function in, x squared plus 2x, you're not going to be happy. And let's do h of what? You went g or f? Okay. H of f. So you're going to write the h function. Every time you see an x, you have to plug in f. So how many times are you going to write the f function? Don't do the math. You're going to probably get it wrong. So 3x minus 2 squared plus 2 times 3x minus 2. What does that mean? 3x minus 2, all of it squared? It does. It does not mean square both the terms. It means it's really 3x minus 2 times itself. No, that's chapter 8. And if you know the shortcut, you won't have to FOIL it to do the answer. Remember, the shortcut is square the first one, so 9x squared. Take 3. Yep. Take 3 times 2. Yes. Minus 12x. So 6 times 2 times 2. And then square the last one. It's always positive. So that turns into that. You can FOIL it, but it takes so much time. And then this you just distribute. So then 6x minus 4. Then you combine your like terms. So 9x squared minus 4. And then that's it. Because those other 4's cancel out, don't they? Because you have a positive 4 and a negative 4 there. Because 2 times 2 here is negative 4, and this squared is positive 4. So that big thing turned into just this. Now, here's the thing.
Where'd you get 4x? Wouldn't it be 6x?
I'm losing my mind. See, he said 4. It threw me off. I blame Braden. Today, grammar's not so good in this entire class. Okay, so other than basic addition struggles, does that make sense? Now, here's the thing. Your homework. No, your homework is actually very easy. So, I can't see it. 12 through 17 is all addition and subtraction, so it's the first part. Is it 19 through 24? 19 through 24 is the multiplication. So this is not in the book because I didn't like it from the book, but it will be on the review. So this bottom part is not in the book of homework tonight, but it will be on your review tomorrow. So your homework stuff is actually really easy and quick. And that's it. That's all I got, man.